Hello, welcome to April 4th, 2023. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. And happy anniversary, Yumiko. I make this video each and every morning to remember my life objectives and principles, and to see how I did applying these to the challenges and opportunities yesterday, including my sleep. I then enumerate the objectives and principles in order, and then think about the coming day. In so doing, I attempt to keep myself cognizant of the values that I hold and the tools that I use to help me to live better, and then reflect on how I did with those yesterday, tune and adjust accordingly, and then plan for the coming day. Make today the best day that I possibly can. Let's begin. Last night I slept pretty well, pretty much knocked out around 9:15 p.m., a little later than usual. The darkness is creeping up on me, right? You know, I usually in the summertime I often go to bed before the sun goes down. I slept pretty good, tossed and turned a little bit. The alarm woke me up, which is a good sign. Yesterday was an interesting day. I worked, did all my work. I did my work really well. I also actively endeavored to manage my anxiety and stress about my job. I reflected several times that I was on track, on schedule. All my work was being done well. All the meetings that I had went as expected. And I instructed myself to not worry unduly. I think sometimes I worry as a way to fill the time, like whittling. What a ridiculous thing, right? To whittle. Maybe I should take it up. And I think part of that is because I have the guitar, and though I don't play the guitar when I'm working, I really wish I could strum it while I'm in meetings. Wouldn't that be nice? While I'm playing the guitar, my stress level is far less. Again, like whittling, it's something to do, something to occupy the hand and the mind with. I need to dive into this. So too, reading. When I sit here and I have my book in my hands and I'm reading, I get a little restless, bodily restless, but my mind is at ease. By the way, I'm into Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, and the introduction scared me. The introduction was by somebody else, but now that I'm into the foreword by Kant himself, wow! I think I can do this. Let's do the good life. My 7 objectives are: number 1. Oh, by the way, and these are all listed in my book, Going Alone, available on Amazon or at my website, goingalone.org. Number 1, to be always ready to die. Number 2, to make good and effective use of my time. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions. 5, to perform good actions. 6, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities. And 7, to do just one thing at a time, and to do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Now for my 34 principles. War, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, the social principle, the principle of family, public speaking. That's the one I forgot yesterday. Temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. That which must be borne. The feast of offal. Distraction. Agency in the great indifference. The best seat in the house. The restless man. The path of wildness. The great life adventure. the risk of avoiding risk. Season of philosophy. Sorry. Sin and damnation. Complete oblivion. The season of philosophy. Script writing. The bullseye aim. The uphill climb. Arena and utility. Nothing is enough. And the principle of fun. Hot damn, I think I nailed them all that time, and I think I got them all in the right order. I almost stumbled that one time, right? I was going to say something else instead of something else, but I caught myself. Wow, that was the most smoothest it's ever come out. Now, granted, that's not the full endeavor, right? That's like the kids' meal version of of the Good Life meditation, right? Where I just name them and touch them one by one. The better version, the supersized set is when I talk about each one of those. And I have that liberty. That's the one liberty I grant myself with this. I'm not obligated to go into depth. That's a luxury and a bonus if I want to. I can just give myself the short one if I want to. And if I do, if you're ever curious, if you ever see on my playlist these things, and I put a little tilde asterisk at the end of the title to mark the ones that I do the full Monte, or it's either they got the full Monte or it's got some bit in there that will be extracted and used in the Stoic Poetry podcast. Maybe I should come up with maybe 2 tildes for that. Or maybe I should have 2 marks. Maybe a tilde, an asterisk really is what it is. An asterisk for the full meditation, and another symbol if I'm going to extract it for a Good Life, for a Stoic Poetry podcast episode. Which is an interesting thing, right? I mean, I find it interesting that I found this vehicle by which I can make what I think are interesting podcast episodes, at least interesting, perhaps for my grandkids, to look through. But it'll be like, because in the course of this, I do this exercise every day. It's like if you're going to be an archer, do Kyudo, bam, and go out and practice for half an hour every day, bam, bam. Every now and then you're going to get a bullseye, right? Jiggling, right? A perfect shot. You can't just get it if you try, right? You just bam. And for me, a perfect shot is, an exposition. Is that the right word? Some sort of a talk about something that's important to me that comes out, bam, just like the shot hitting the bullseye. And if I do this every day, this exercise, this Good Life meditation, recording it and opening the field to discussing my life and thoughts, then every now and then I get that. It turns out I get it a couple times a month. And what I do is I extract those out, and then I extract out from the larger video. I extract out that bit that was good, and usually it's like 3 or 4 minutes, and then put that into a Stoic Poetry podcast, put that into the Stoic Poetry podcast lineup for the podcast stuff, and then add it as a video to the Stoic Poetry playlist on YouTube, and I've got it. So it's kind of like the best of Lyle's brother, maybe. Oh, after someone asked me somewhere where that came from, and I haven't answered. It was I've got too many venues, right, to keep up with. Anyway, that's that for that. Let's now then do the plan for today. It's only a half day of work, and I feel good. Good as a show. I've got to go see a doctor. I am going to see a doctor about the incident that happened on Friday, which was a panic attack, I think. So the doctor that attended me said, but I'm going to go and talk to my doctor, Dr. Doe, guy I love. He's great, and learn more. Maybe he can help me to figure out what's going on. So I'll finish this, upload this, type out my words, read the Bible. I'm starting another chapter today. This is going to be Haggai, the book of Haggai, and read or edit a page of Freeway Bible Study. Then I will feed the dogs, let them out, then fire up my computer and get to work. I'll do the blog entry, because this always winds up in a blog, and then get to work. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. And with that, my life is done, if not finished. See ya.